Helo pawb, croeso nôl I stadiwm y Principality ar gyfer camp Welsh Varsity Cymru 2025. Y gêm rygbi rhwng dynion prifysgolion Cardiff ac Abertawe sy'n dod nesaf I chi. Os chi ddim yn gwybod beth I ddisgwyl, dyna chi.
Chi'n gwybod?
Cardiff.
Y prif ddynas. Dinas cestyll, diwylliant.
A chartref y prifysgol gorau yng Nghymru.
Os ti'n gwybod Cardiff, ti'n gwybod bod opsiynau o talu saith am y chi.
Os ti'n gwybod Cardiff, ti'n gwybod mae noson allan yn gorffen ar trip I Lyn.
Abertawe, y ddinas ar lan y môr.
Man geni Dylan Thomas.
A chartref I traethau anhygoel.
Os ti'n gwybod Abertawe, ti'n gwybod bod ddarlith am 9 y bore ar gampws y bai ddim yn baib.
Os ti'n gwybod Abertawe, ti'n gwybod na Wine Street ydy'r lle I fod ar nos Fercher.
Os ti'n gwybod Varsity Cymru, ti'n gwybod bod ti'n mynd I cael llwyth o ddrama.
Taclau mawr, torfeydd enfawr.
A cheisiau anhygoel.
Os ti'n gwybod am Abertawe, ti'n gwybod.
Na does dim byd well na curo Cardiff.
Os wyt ti'n gwybod Cardiff, beth bynnag sy'n digwydd.
Ti'n gwybod bydd y prif ddinas pob amser yn dod allan ar y brig.
Os ti'n gwybod.
Ti'n gwybod.
Reit yn gynharach, fe gipiodd menywod Caerdydd y fuddugoliaeth 114 I 7 dros Abertawe. Y cais yma gan Zoe Cross yn selio'r fuddugoliaeth a mynd â fe dros 100 pwynt. Reit, y sgôr fel mae hi yn y Varsity, 36.5 I Gaerdydd, 13.5 I Abertawe. Dechreuodd y gysylltiaeth ar bore Sadwrn gyda rwyfo. Ers hynny, wedi cael fach o farchogaeth, taekwondo, mae'n myfyrwyr wedi bod yn cystadio o gwmpas y brif ddinas I gyd. A fel wedys I, dyma sut mae'n sefyll ar hyn o bryd. Dyn ni yma yn stadiwm y Principality. Mae'r Highland 20, mae'r awyrgylch yn electric ac wrth gwrs mae gyda fi cwmni anhygol yn y stiwdio fyd. Cerys Cwmin a Rhys Priesand wrth gwrs cyn chwaraewyr Cymru. Reit te, Rhys, ti'n cynfyfyrwyr y ddau brifysgol yma. Sut deimlad yw fod nôl fyna I gweithio ar y gêm yma?
Wel, nes I gwario amser yn y ddoi brifysgol. Nes I ddim lot I lectures yn y blwyddyn diwethaf sy'n Abertawe, ond mae'r diwrnod yn arbennig i'r ddoi brifysgol, dangos popeth sy'n dda beth i'r brifysgolion mwyaf yn Gymru.
A Cerys, mantais I Gaerdydd yn amlwg ar y gêm gynta. Beth nes ti o'r gêm?
Oedd e tipyn yn un ochrog achos bod Caerdydd mor gryf, ond gobeithio bydd y gêm y dynion yn bach yn agosach, ond oedd sgil da I dangos yn y dau tîm a gwych I gweld Abertawe yn croes i'r cynethfed. Gwych ac wrth gwrs fi falle bach yn bias heddiw oherwydd es I Prifysgol Caerdydd, ond nôl at y cêm, mae Prifysgol Abertawe, mae'r carfan cyntaf nhw lawr o chwarae yn Brwnel ar gyfer gêm diar ddeliad. Bydd e'n felly sialens mawr i'r boys o ail dîm Abertawe dod fyny fan hyn i'r prif ddinas. Yn union, achos gynharach yn y blwyddyn, mae nhw wedi rhannu'r pwyntiau, 17-1 pan maen nhw wedi chwarae ei gilydd yn gynharach. Felly bydd e'n diddorol nawr gweld sut bod yr ail tîm yn neud yn erbyn tîm cyntaf Caerdydd. Gwych. Felly Abertawe enillodd y gêm yma llynedd, 44 I 28. Y cais yma gan Callum Dodd yn helpu nhw i'r fuddugoliaeth. Allen nhw wneud eto tybed? Wel, yn gynharach, es i'r stafell newid I ddal lan gyda'r carfan. Reit te, dyma ni yn y stafell newid Abertawe I siarad â cwpl o'r boys. A gynta, ni gyda aelod o tîm hyfforddi, Max Nagy, chwaraewr gweilch hefyd wrth gwrs. Right then, Max, obviously it's a bit of a different one this year. Hugo Starston, the director of rugby, is not here. He's in the playoff game. How has your preparations been different considering that?
Yeah, that's right, Lloyd. So obviously it's been a short week for the boys. You know, we haven't known that we were playing this game. So we haven't had long to prep, but the boys have done well in the last week or two, and they're ready to give it to Cardiff, yeah. Ready to go.
What's the game plan?
Play some jouet.
Play some jouet. Love to see it. Right then, now ni siarad i'r prif hyfforddwr felly, Hugh Sutton. Hugh, how have preparations been so far?
They've been good, I think. I think we had a few sessions together. I think boys really come together well. I think a lot of boys playing together, play a lot with each other in other teams in the club, so that sort of helped us a fair bit, I think, but yeah, I think they're excited.
Happy days. And how important is it and how much of a privilege is it for these boys to run out representing Swansea University on the Principality Stadium?
It's good. I got to do my varsity in Swansea.com, so yeah, I'm quite jealous of this one, to be honest. So yeah, hopefully it'll be a good game.
Fantastic, diolch. Pob lwc I ti. Reit te, awn ni siarad i'r captain felly draw fan hyn. Ti iawn boys, sut wyt ti? Ti'n edrych mlaen?
Good, yeah, really edrych mlaen. Mae'n bod yn wythnos good. Yeah, pawb yn edrych mlaen.
A Sam, ni wedi siarad am y paratoadau. Sut mae'r nerfau yn y garfan?
Ie, fi'n credu mae good buzz yn y stafell newid nawr. Bach o nerves, ond pawb yn buzz yn i rhedeg mas o'r Principality.
A beth oedd y siwrne ti i cyrraedd y pwynt yma gyda Prifysgol Abertawe wrth gwrs?
So nes i dechrau allan yn y 4 tîm yn y blwyddyn cyntaf. Wedyn nes i chwarae game Welsh Varsity, symud lan i'r trydydd tîm, a wedyn yn y trydydd blwyddyn wedyn ar ôl Nadolig nes i dechrau chwarae i'r high performance group, a wedyn chwarae Varsity tro gyntaf llynedd, a wedyn di bod yn tîm cyntaf synt.
A captain nawr, Sam Gwyncarol, pob lwc i ti joio heddiw. Diolch, mate. Reit, mae'n gwych i gweld gymaint yn y prif ddinas i ddathlu heddiw. Ddathlu'r gêm Varsity rygbi'r ddynion. A ti'n gwybod be, mae lot o'r chwaraewyr lawr yn Brwnel, ond Rhys, mae dal chwaraewyr i ni cadw llygad mas arno. Ni newid siarad i un ohonyn nhw, Sam Gwyncarol.
Ie, gwybod, nath e wan yn y Varsity blwyddyn diwetha. A fi'n gwybod nath e wan yn y reng ôl, ond mae'n symud mlaen i'r ail reng heddi. A fi'n gwybod, mae'n meddwl lot o fe yn y garfan, a mae'n gweithio'r ffordd trwyddo. Fi'n credu wedd yn pedwyr yna, o'n i wedi clywed tawr o'r fifth stath e lan, ond greu bod e'n cael cyfle ar y foment mawr.
Ie, a Cerys, un lle ti'n expert mewn i'w reng flaen. Sôn i ni am gynta, Theo Malik, a wedyn am i siarad am Louis Fletcher.
Ie, wel, y dau ohonyn nhw wedi chwarae bucksuit rygbi lenni, felly bydd nhw'n cryf a gobeithio roi bach o platform cryf i Gaerdydd. Mae Theo Malik yn cymeriad, bach o Max Leheath fi'n clywed, ac hefyd wedyn Louis Fletcher, mae wedi chwarae am Cymru dan ugain, a wedi chwarae Aberafan yn y S4C lenni fyd, felly fi'n siŵr o fod nhw'n gobeithio bod nhw'n gallu rhoi platform cryf i Abertawe pan mae'n bod llwyth o newidiadau bod nhw'n bach yn sefydlog.
Ie, ffantastig. Reit, amser ni troi ein sylw at Gaerdydd nawr. Bydd dilynwyr brwd y cynghrair yr ysgolion a cholegau yn cofio Tom Capel fel capten Coleg Caerdydd ar Fro pan enillon nhw yn 2021. Wnes i ddal lan gyda fe yn gynharach. Reit, dwi yma da seren tîm Caerdydd, capten Tom Capel. Right, Tom, it's been a tough year for you balancing placement and rugby. How have you found it?
Yeah, it's been tough. Obviously, first time working a proper full-time job, so trying to balance rugby as well. It's had its challenges, and you know, especially some tough games in the league. So trying to figure it's been hard, but you know, it's been good for Swank putting the trust in me to carry on doing it. So yeah.
And you say it's been tough, but the days like this make it all worth it.
Oh, absolutely. Like, obviously, this will be my third year at Cardiff Uni, third varsity. Played last year, watched the first year, and yeah, it's just something else. Like, you don't get days like this. So yeah, class.
Yeah, it's a huge day, as you said, and you're the captain, obviously. How do you manage the nerves? How do you manage the whole squad on a day like today?
Yeah, I think the boys obviously all mature. Like, they know what the occasion is. It's just more excitement. Obviously, you know, the sunshine. It's a lovely day in the Principality. Sorry. You know, you can't really beat it. It's all set up for us, like.
Yeah. It's all set up for you, mate. All the best. Diolch yn fawr am siarad i ni. Pob lwc, boy.
Cheers, mate.
Ac wrth gwrs, jyst i atgoffa chi, Tom Capel nath codi y cwpan i Coleg Caerdydd ar Fro. Felly mae'n gyfarwydd a ennill yn y gemau mawr yma. Reit, gwych, mae rhywun special iawn di ymuno da ni yn y studio. Chris Davies, prif hyfforddwr Prifysgol Caerdydd. Right, Chris, you finished 9th in Bucks Super Rugby this season. Is this a great chance to finish the season on an amazing high?
Yeah, it's a super occasion, as you just said. I think credit needs to be said to the Cardiff University staff and the WRU for changing the venues with such short notice, which makes it even a bigger occasion for the players involved. And yeah, it's a celebration, if you like, and the boys certainly can't wait to get out there now.
Yeah, and how do you approach a game like this to keep the nerves down, to get everyone peaking ready for such a big occasion?
It's a good question, really. I don't know. But the boys manage themselves. You know, it's a big occasion for them, playing in front of their peers. Like I said, I don't really know. I would imagine just trying to tame the atmosphere as you can hear it build up now. So it's amazing, isn't it, really? I would love to play.
Yeah, and it is amazing. And we were going to talk about him ourselves, but you know a lot more than us. Jack Ramsey, tell us about him.
I think Jack Ramsey epitomises Cardiff University rugby. He's come through the ranks. He started off probably playing in the 6s, 7s, had big successes in playing in the 2s, and he's been a main feature playing in the 1s this season as BSI. He's been tremendous. Leads from the front, and for me, is probably one of the first names on the team sheet. And he's the treasurer of the club as well, so it makes it even better.
Nice, Chris. Thank you very much, mate.
Pleasure.
All the best.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
Reit, diolch yn fawr i Chris fyna, wrth gwrs, prif hyfforddwr Caerdydd. Reit, nôl at Cardiff felly, a mwy o chwaraewyr mae rhaid i ni edrych mas amdano. Mae rhaid i ni sôn am yn haneri Rhys, George MacDonald a Harrison James. Mae Chris di dweud dyma'r par gorau o haneri yn y gyngrair gyfan.
Ie, yn gwmwys, mae lot o talent gyda nhw. George MacDonald, fi'n credu nes i wario gyda'i dad, ddim yn wario Llanelli, timlo'n hyn nawr, ond mae'n sgori 3 cais mewn 11 gêm yn Super Rugby Cymru gyda Llandyfri, a mae Llandyfri'n tîm arbennig o dda, so i creu argraff yn y tîm dda, mae'n amlwg lot o talent gyda fe. A fi'n gwybod bod fi siarad i cwbl bol ar Llandyfri, maen nhw'n meddwl lot o fe byd, felly mae sgiliau gig ar bachan hyn.
Ie, gwych, ac wrth gwrs, mae rhaid sôn am Harrison James hefyd, y maswr, fi wedi chwarae nebyn i Gaerdydd, mae fe'n dipyn o dalent.
Odi, mae'n talentog iawn. Blwyddyn gyda fe yn y system gyda Prifysgol Caerdydd, nath ei wario Caerdydd yn uwch gyngrau'r llynedd, ond penderfynu aros gyda symud y system Prifysgol nawr. Nath ennill pencampwriaeth ysgolion a cholegau gyda Choleg Caerdydd a Bro, a mae'n rili datblygu i sgiliau arweini fe. A nes i ymarfer gyda fe amser yn Caerdydd, amser ni'n Caerdydd, a fi'n ffili credu pobl ifanc i fe, ni'n meddwl lot hynach na beth yw e.
Ie, ffantastig, mae lot o brofiad da fe. A Cerys, Caerdydd yw'r ffefrynnau, sut ti'n meddwl bod nhw'n mynd i chwarae heddiw?
Ie, maen nhw'n tîm, maen nhw'n hynod yn gryf yna amddiffynol, a mae gyda nhw 4 canolor yn ei olwyr, felly fi'n credu fi'n gweld bod yn galed i Abertawe i torri nhw lawr. Ond gobeithio ar ail hanner wedyn, fi'n gwybod maen nhw wedi bod yn gweithio galed gyda Erill Jenkins ar ei gêm ymosod, so edrych ymlaen i gweld sut maen nhw'n wneud pan mae'r gêm yn agor i fyny tipyn.
Ie, gadewch ni sôn am yr amgylchedd mewn fan hyn. Mae fe'n gwych yn dydi?
Ie, mae'r dorf yn rili mynd ati nawr. Mae llwyth o gweiddi, llwyth o chant yn digwydd, felly mae'n credu mae'r awyrgylch yn amazing, a byddai'n dwlu'n chwarae rhywle fel hyn.
Reit, amser ni felly ymuno ar tîmau sylwebu amdani. English language commentary is available with Dave Rogers and Rhys Friesland. Yn y Gymraeg, mae Cerys Cumin ar ei ffordd i ymuno â Griff McKee.
Thank you very much, Lloyd. Welcome everybody to the Principality Stadium. It is Cardiff University versus Swansea, and Cardiff big favourites today. They've got players including Tom Capel and George MacDonald and Harrison James, who many of the Welsh supporters will be familiar with from this Super Rugby Cymru exploit. But Antoine Leur is an interesting one, French fullback who dislocated his ankle earlier in the season, and all of his focus has been on getting ready for this game, getting fit for this game, and he has been able to do that. So watch out for him in the 15 jersey today. As for Swansea, huge occasion for the country. A lot of their familiar faces are in West London, getting ready to play Brunel University to keep their status as a Bucks Super Rugby team. But players like Theo Malik, Louis Fletcher and Sam Gwynne-Carroll in key positions up front will keep them in contention here today. Max Ambrosini, the 15-on-15 batter, and also Ian Bissell, traditionally a 12. He's playing 10 today, and he's looking forward to locking horns with Harrison James. But here come the teams taking their place on this hallowed turf, the home of Welsh Rugby, the home of the Welsh Varsity today, as the green and red smoke fills the beautiful blue sky. Conditions are absolutely perfect. Swansea arrive in the capital as the defending varsity champions. Cardiff will feel as though they've got a score to settle. They have been the better of the two teams in the league this season, but form goes out the window in these special days, these big derbies. Hugh Gustafsson has gone to London with the team, so Ospreys, who came through Swansea University, Max Nagy and Hugh Sutton in charge, but as the cheerleaders take their place on the touchline, the players stand shoulder to shoulder, and ahead of this Welsh Varsity clash, it is time for the national anthem. Fantastic reception, and what an opportunity presented to these players. We were expecting a 10,000 sellout at Cardiff Arms Park next door, but a change of circumstance means the Swansea siren and everyone else has to make the short journey to the Principality Stadium. Wherever you're watching around the world, welcome to the Welsh Varsity. It's Cardiff University in red. It is Swansea in green and white, and Ben Breakspear, world-class referee, the man in gold, large and in charge, actually a former Cardiff Met student, so he doesn't have an iron in either of these fires. Swansea, a team put together but with pure desire to take the Welsh Varsity trophy. Back to Swansea and Cardiff. Oh, that's gone out on the full. What a start. Cardiff University desperate to get the trophy back to the capital. And we're going to have our first set-piece face-off. And I tell you what, the stands might look empty, but there are 10,000 rowdy fans in here. The ones opposite in red, they're the Cardiff fans. The ones underneath us, who you won't be able to see in the main shot, but you'll certainly hear, they're the green and white army who've made the journey west. And our first scrum, it is Josh Twigg, Jamie Goldsworthy and Matt Townsrow for Cardiff. It is Theo Malik, Max Barr and Louis Fletcher for Swansea. And this is an area, despite the inexperience around the pitch, where Swansea very much feel as though they can get a good platform. In it goes from George McDonald. Oh, and it's Cardiff who get a bit of a nudge on. And now McDonald back the other way. Harrison James, little nudge in behind. And that turns Max Ambrosini as he clears for touch. Oh, he's going to miss touch actually, and it's taken by Tom Purchase, or fumbled by Tom Purchase. And Harrison James doesn't have as much time as he realises, but it's a smart offload, and then the cap flaps open, and Cardiff come into play. And we can say hello to Rhys Priestland. Quite the journey from the studio to the commentary position, Rhys.
It's brutal. Yeah, but nice to be up here. Perfect conditions for a good game of rugby, and I've got everything crossed, so that's what we're going to see today.
You and me both. The shot came in there from Tom Andrews, but Cardiff get the ball away. Sam Plumer nudges in behind, the pace on McEwen Peters, but he's beaten to it. And an early sign of intent there from Cardiff, and I think they might want to play quickly here. Yes, they do. Harrison James finds Antoine Lear, and it's a first touch for the Frenchman. And he's looking for the 50-22, and it just skids off the surface, but no sign of a damaged ankle for the French 15. And that's a decent touch finder to settle things down for Swansea.
Yeah, good start. You can obviously see Cardiff trying to play the territory game, turn Swansea, put pressure on them down their own half, and hopefully they make mistakes. But no, good kicking game from both teams so far.
Well, they're wearing the favourites tag today, Cardiff. They won the games in the regular season, and Swansea have sent a lot of players to West London to be part of that Buck Super Rugby playoff. So knowing you're playing against a team who haven't played together all season, knowing it's an occasion like this, they're going to be after a good start.
Yeah, the longer the Swansea are in the game, the more their belief is going to grow. It's quite a similar situation to what Cardiff Rugby had a few years ago against Toulouse. A lot of the first team were out in South Africa, and then sort of a makeshift team, boys brought in from the semi-pro leagues, and put a huge account of themselves in. So, Swansea got nothing to lose here, and the longer they're in the game, the harder it's going to be. Cardiff need to put a professional job in here and make sure they don't give them any opportunities.
Nicely done by Rhys Price, former Gloucester under 18, did his sixth form at Hartbury College before going to Swansea Uni. And a penalty for Cardiff at the breakdown. Now, what are you doing here in a game like this? Are you going corner or posts?
From here, I'd be definitely going posts, looking after the stats. I'd back myself to get it from here. Yeah, I think you've got to build a lead here. But it's the way of the modern game now. Teams back themselves, they go for the 5 points. Yeah, I'm quite old school that way. I'd take the points if they're on offer, but I've quite often proved wrong.
Well, the only way that we'll find out whether or not they're vindicated is if they come away with some points here. Harrison James, formerly of Cardiff Rugby, think anyone who's followed rugby, and particularly youngsters, will have come across him. Wales under-20s, Cardiff RFC.
Okay, Cardiff in, please.
A brilliant game last season, but came second in a two-horse race, so he's among a group of players.
Told you should have gone for points.
Well, that's it. That's it. But it keeps the contest fun, doesn't it? That's hacked downfield, so Antoine Lair has got time to make a decision here. A little skip off the left foot, and he looks sharp as well. Checks back, and Harry Gimpson sticks with him. Owen Popple. Oh, James, little pump pass just in behind Lloyd McEwen-Peters, who is quick. If you can put him through a hole, he makes a line break stick.
Great decision.
Oh, a little check and getting away. Is there an offload here for Mason Archer? McDonald does well. Did a lot of senior rugby for Llandovery in Super Rugby Cymru this year. They're massive fans of him in that part of the world. Josh Twigg, the loose head. He's a fresher. Oh, lovely crossfield kick for Plumer. Thought he could take that on the full, but on the bounce it works too. Plumer offloads to Popple. Popple reaches and scores.
What a brilliant try. The kicking game's been very evident so far from Cardiff. Looking for territory at the start, but Harrison James there, great vision. Knew Swansea were tight, that puts the ball, perfect kick there. So great start for Cardiff, and maybe justified for going for the corner.
Well, you could say that now, but another look at this kick here. I had visions there of Sam Plumer bursting onto it on the full, but very composed with the offload. And Popple makes it stick. Great score. Well, Owen Popple, another who stayed local. Played Cardiff age grade. Rubina. Been involved with Pontypridd as well. And on his varsity debut, Owen Popple opens the scoring. Great start. Do you know what? Some people would hate this. But I'm a big fan of the boos. Make it hostile. It's a derby. Ooh, that one just misses on the near side. Cardiff 5, Swansea 0.
Yeah, I didn't used to mind the boos and the jeering beforehand, but when you do miss, that noise afterwards and the jeering, it's horrible.
Let's take another look at this. Got off a good score. Where are there any grounds that really stick out where you've got a load of dogs abuse?
Yeah, when I was playing for Bath, always playing against Gloucester, the shed would be packed like an hour before the game, and my routine was always I'd take one from the 15, then the touchline. If I missed, I'd take another one from there. Not at the shed. They were going bananas when I missed the first one.
Did they ever EO you? They love that, don't they?
Yeah, it was EO, plenty of EOs. I just went to the other side of the pitch and pretended like it didn't happen. I genuinely felt more pressure kicking in the warm-up than I did in the game there.
Use it! Step back, 5, step back!
Great shot! Digging in the shoulder there, Ollie Sterling. And now a left-footed boot by Kai Clark, is it? Oh, just takes the right bounce there, but not the worst outcome, but not the ideal strike there from Kai Clark.
No, but he's in a lot of trouble there. There's sort of 2 Swansea attackers against 3 or 4 Cardiff defenders. So, yeah, Cardiff look very organised there in their kick chase. Good kick, great chase, and then obviously very, very organised in their defensive line. So Swansea are going to have to box clever here on the halfway line. I know they want to come out and put a show on and play well, but, you know, against a well-organised defence, they're probably going to have to go to the kicking game and try and put the pressure back on Cardiff a bit more.
Well, line-up's overthrown. I think it needed to be committed to. It's hacked forward by Ramsey.
Hold it!
And Ambrosini sends that back to Cardiff. Mason Archer just nurses that one for Ian Bissell. Not going to see too much kicking from him today because he's a non-kicking 12, picked at 10, but he does like to run, and he's found Kai Clark there. Oh, perhaps could have given that. He had Harry Gibson outside him, but he's carried well. And that gets a warm round of applause from the Swansea fans that he's closest to. Helped on by Bissell. Yeah, selected a 10 today because he's the only one in the back line who's really played a lot of Bucks Super Rugby, so they're hoping that his experience will be valuable. They've got Oshan Jones as an out-and-out 10 option on the bench. And how he finds himself on the bench is absolutely fantastic. I can't wait till he comes on so I can tell you.
Okay.
But it's proper uni rugby.
Nice. Looking forward to it. Great kick there. You know, as a 10 or 15 in the backfield, when you know you got someone breathing down your neck in a hostile environment like this, you got the crowd on top of you. That's just what you want from E9. Kick on the money.
So attacking scrum, not much of a short side to work with here for Swansea. But an attacking platform is coming up to half an hour, which is the time that Swansea University, the other team, will be kicking off against Brunel.
Listen.
What's Ben Breakspear got to say?
We asked about control. We will have movement on the bind to set, but it needs to be controlled, please, both sides. Above the mark, please. Crouch! Bind!
So Reece Price, he is a first year, but a little bit older because he went out to play in Australia for a year. Feeds Bissell, who goes for the nudge. Oh, offside. Unlucky Kai Clark. Oh, Cardiff are off. Antoine Lair. Oh, out of the back door. It's lovely stuff. McEwen Peters helps it on its way, and Cardiff sweep it out to the right-hand side. Mason Archer stepping. And then Lair again. Loves that goose step. He's got a streamlined moustache on the go too. You've got to like it. Oh, that is so good. And the pass to match. It's a second try for Popple. He is on the shoulder. But the setup was sumptuous.
Yeah, phenomenal that. Real great bit of skill. Yeah, very, very nice. And Cardiff looked so comfortable with the ball in hand. I was speaking to Alice Jenkins before the game, and he was so complimentary of all the back line, said they've all got something to offer, and he thinks a lot of them could go on to play a higher standard of rugby, and you can see why. You know, all comfortable with the ball in hand, and this is from George McDonald. That's phenomenal bit of skill there.
Well, they like him in Llanddyfri, and you can see why. That is absolutely glorious from George McDonald. And Harrison James adds the extras. I feel like tries like that deserve 7 points.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh. And that is 2 opportunities, 2 tries, really. George McDonald. It's filth, actually. That's what it is. Cardiff going at a point a minute. And important for Swansea to try and get a foothold in this game. Oh, and a great exit kick too.
Really good. Really professional performance by Cardiff so far. You know, they haven't chased anything. They've used the kicking game, turned Swansea, put ball into space, and then see a nice clean exit there from a restart. So so far, I know the Cardiff coaching set will be very pleased how they've started.
So George McDonald there. We've just seen a roll of the dice there. A great bit of skill. Could have come off, could have not come off, and we see a lot of scrum halves do that, but not many then back it up with a 50-metre clearance kick for a good exit.
Yeah, that's cool.
2 left to 15 early, he's offside.
No, actually showing his. I was watching him warm up before the game, and you get the sense sometimes when somebody's a very, very good kicker, and you can see when he was kicking, he's very, very competent, and he's shown his full array of skills so far. So yeah, very promising start for him after we gave him a big talk up in the pre-match build-up, which is always good.
It's almost like you know what you're on about.
Student of the game.
So Max Barr, he's one of the players who's come from the third team, second team, and earned the right to be here today. And that's a nice line-out ball. And here is Barr. Oh, good carry there through Josh Twigg. It's a little bit fumbly, and that opens the door for Tom Capel. An offside penalty.
Okay, just come away.
Now, I'll give you the same choice here. Are you going points to get on the board, or is 2 scores enough for you to roll the dice and go corner?
Like I said to you earlier, I'm looking after the stats, so I'm taking the points here. Anything inside the 15s and in front of the 10, I'm going points.
Points, boys, points. Yeah. I'm ending the season on 92%, whether you like it or not. Do you remember the highest you ever ended on over a season?
I thought so, yeah.
Not percentage, no.
Oh, of course you do. Stop lying to the people.
No, I don't. I know I had 36 kicks in a row.
Okay, that'll do. Here we go then. Chance for Swansea to go to them all. The backs have already added their weight. Harry Gimson's there, the left winger.
One stop, Swansea, not the leg.
Need to try and present that ball though. Reece Price doesn't know where it is. And Cardiff have spoiled the party.
Just take yourself away, just be gentle. Uppercut.
Yeah, it's good defence from Cardiff. That's an absolute killer from a Swansea point of view there, especially as a back looking in. You're thinking it's going forward now. That's all. You cannot let that ball die in that ball.
Let's just make it quick.
I appreciate it's a lot harder when you're in there, but looking from behind there, that's all you want is the ball just to be at the back, so that just before it comes down, the ideal time is a 9 takes it out and we can go again.
Okay. Chris Davis, head coach there. Busy couple of days for him. His Aberavon team are
let's go, Swansea.
Live on the Super Rugby Cymru broadcast tomorrow. Wearing a few coaching hats. But he's doing an excellent job with his team.
Crouch! Bind!
The booing you can hear is because the Swansea replacements are currently walking in front of the Cardiff supporters. It's a brutal game out there. It's pretty brutal for Swansea there as Ben Breakspear blows the whistle and Cardiff win the pen.
Pardon? Yeah.
Just seen an example there, haven't we? In games like this where you need to be clinical. Cardiff, 2 opportunities, 2 tries. Swansea, 1 opportunity, empty-handed.
Yeah, that's tough for Swansea there, because they seem like in a good position once they got that driving maul going. But yeah, we'll see what Cardiff do now. I'd imagine they're looking for a clean exit here, 1-2 phases, and then probably go to a box kick, I'd imagine, or crossfield kick.
Said Harrison James. Oh, they're whipping this across beautifully. Another nice step. Mason Archer, he likes that. He beats the first man. But Swansea over the ball, winning the penalty. And with that, Lloyd Lewis is down here. I think he's found an Ellis Jenkins. Lloyd.
Yeah, special iawn, Ellis Jenkins. Mae fe bellach yn hyffordd i'r ymosod I Prifysgol Caerdydd. Ellis, you happy what you've seen so far?
Yeah, really good start, isn't it? I think Owen Popple will be pretty happy to have two tries to his name already. He's scored some crackers for us this season, but 2 in the stadium's pretty special. Just need to make sure that we don't get too carried away with a good start, and we make sure we keep grinding them down and playing the ball in the right areas.
Yeah, and obviously Popple, a fellow back row, you must have taught him everything he knows.
There's no chance of him finishing that in the corner. No, like I said, our back row's been a real position of strength for us this year. There's been a couple of real good performers in there, and Owen's one of them. He's been on fire, to be fair.
Hey, all the best for the rest of the half. Cheers, Al. Nice one, mate. Top man.
Great to hear from Ellis, as always. As always, doing himself down. He definitely have finished that one in the corner. Alas, here are Swansea. There's a big old collision in midfield there as well. It's Ian Bissell wearing 10, and he said that the one thing that he wants to do today is run straight down Harrison James's channel. So watch this space for that one.
yeah, couldn't find Harrison James, but found Goldsworthy there, and he definitely felt it. Yeah, it's a 10. I wouldn't fancy tackling that 10.
No, you've got to surround yourself with good back rowers to have a successful career at 10, haven't you?
100%. Longevity is key.
Yeah, quite difficult to explain that to a 21, 22-year-old in the biggest derby of their careers so far, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. On occasion, I guess you chuck yourself in front of anything, because you know, your whole year is built towards today. And what a fantastic occasion it is! Not only the rugby match, but everything's been going on all week.
So that one wasn't straight, but there was no contest from Cardiff, so Swansea can play on, and Rhys Price does have his hands on it this time. Bissell. Well, it's not Harrison James, it's Sam Plumer instead. It's a little bit tentative in attack, Swansea, and I think that comes from this group not playing together, but a nice pick and a go there, and Rhys Price is there to pick up the offload. Bissell down the channel, so Swansea without a 10 now. Kai Clark can't get it away. There's a couple of players out there on that left edge. Ewan Dark,
leave the ball.
Another ex-Hartbury College man, back over the bridge, enjoying his rugby. Andrews, the number 8. Doesn't make a lot of room through Matt Towndrow.
Use it.
Louis Fletcher, well, he waits, but they ignore him. Dan Goodbun. A little knock on, and another venture into the 22 is a fruitless one for Swansea.
Yeah, another disappointing end to a promising position there for Swansea, but at least they went through a couple of phases there, a couple of good carries, so they'll have to take confidence from that. But also Cardiff, they'll be pleased that their defensive structures held up well, some good solid hits coming in there. So you know, it's good for both teams, I think that.
So that's Swansea coaching staff. As I mentioned, Hugh Gustafson's down in London, so he's drafted in a couple of his old players in Max Nagy and Hugh Sutton. Ford Cooksley down there with them too. He was coaching the women's team earlier. Resounding victory for Cardiff in that game. Some brilliant tries scored by the team in red too. Quarter of the way through this game, a pair of tries from Owen Popple, both set up by brilliant kicks. The first from Harrison James, the second from George McDonald.
Listen, I've given you an instruction, just fix it. I've given you an instruction, just fix it, please.
And other than that, Rhys, it's largely been a decent contest.
It has. I thought Cardiff started very well in terms of the game management. Both 9 and 10 have kicked well. But Swansea have sort of grown into the game, and it would have been easy for them with a lot of these boys not played together before, and on this occasion. But you know, they've ground their way back into the game. So yeah, it's good. I think it's been the 12-0 score is pretty reflective of where we've been so far in the contest.
Cardiff have exited well, haven't they?
Very good. I've been very impressed with their kicking game. The way they've set it up as well. They've looked for it on first phase. Because Ellis understands it. He knows how important the kicking game is to building pressure, and it's probably not everyone's coming to watch here, but it always has been, always will be a vital part of any good performance.
Well, we'll have a short break here for injury. There's Lloyd McEwen-Peters. And let's have a look at what is coming up in the not too distant future. Plenty of rugby, plenty of football for you to enjoy as well. Starting with tomorrow, Aberavon versus Pontypool. I will be there, and hopefully you will too. But if you're not, make sure you watch it on the telly. Then Ospreys versus Leon. Ospreys looking to book their place in the latter stages of the Challenge Cup. A tough ask though against Leon after their victory over Scarlets. And then highlights of Super Rugby Cymru at the weekend. Why wouldn't you? That's the question. So Oliver Sterling, he was part of a quite unbelievable London Irish Academy team that had the likes of Kepu Tui Pelotu and Henry Arundel. Serious talent. They ended up
Cardiff, come to the line.
Gallagher Premiership Under-18s
I'm
League.
going to wait, that time is off. Yeah.
And then the club were no more. Tom Andrews. Looks like his Welsh Varsity is done. It's his final year as well, so fingers crossed it's not too serious, but that could be his last contribution in a Swansea University shirt, and that creates the opportunity for Oliver Davies. Plays for Bonamine.
No competition in over 15.
So another loose line out, and no surprise really in a team that's not played together. That's an area that hasn't gone too well.
Leave it. The ball's available.
Plenty of time to build, and still just 2 scores behind as Reece Price has a dig for it.
Use it.
Ewan Dark. I'm not even sure there was a tackle there.
Use it.
Like a kangaroo to the turf. And Price sends it out. Kick to compete here.
Yeah, but you've knocked it forward and haven't regarded it, and then it's lost by Swansea, so it's a Swansea scrum.
And the first knock on off Cardiff, a little bit chaotic that one, but that's another competitive box kick.
Yeah, and I think he caught it very clean. They're always so much harder to catch if they're not spinning, if they're not caught properly. So yeah, nobody got anywhere near that. But good, it's good. I like that from Swansea. You know, they realise that in the arm wrestle, they're trying to stay in that. They're trying to win the halfway line, the middle third. So yeah, it's good from them. Good game management.
So this reshuffle in the pack, it's seen Davis go in at lock. It's seen Sam Gwyn Carroll switch to the back row because he's started at lock, but he's traditionally an open side flanker, so he's back in a more comfortable position. And now Ewan Dark is at number 8.
It's a slip both sides, that's just a reset.
There are a few players, Sam Gwyn Carroll being one of them, Louis Fletcher another, Max Ambrosini another. They're not involved with that playoff because you had to play at least 6 games in the Bucks Super Rugby regular season to be eligible for those playoffs, and they're all stuck on 5, which gives them the opportunity to be a part of this massive occasion and help this team provide a bit more solidity. Sam Gwyn Carroll played a massive part in the end of last season where Swansea beat Durham, then won the Varsity, then won the playoff. And if they could have a similar end to the season, then they won't be in a bad spot coming into next year. Sam Pluma sniffing around.
Yeah, I think they knew we had the free play there. But yeah, Cardiff coming very aggressive in the outside channel there, so Swansea need to take note of that. Probably can't take the ball quite as close to the line if they get another opportunity, just because of how hard Cardiff came.
From a 10's perspective then, if you have planned all week for that kind of attack and you do see that defensive shift that makes that difficult, how do you make those adjustments in the middle of a game?
That's when you use sort of experienced players, or the coaches help you, because quite often I think the coaches, you've got the bird's eye view, they're under the pressure of what's going on in the game. Sometimes when you're on the field you can get bogged down in, you know, and not see the full picture. So it's like everyone's got to get involved there, the players, what they're feeling on the field, and also the coaches. So that, for that example, it might just be right, 9, 10, just don't take the ball quite as far to the line, get the ball through your hands earlier, and then let the guys on the outside have a chance.
Free play again, penalty advantage, but Antoine Leur is underneath it, and Ben Breakspear is going to have a word here. The discipline getting on top of Cardiff a bit.
Yeah, it's been a good spell for Swansea since their second try. Almost all the game's been down in Cardiff's half, so good from Swansea.
Change in behaviour, but someone leaves the field. We've had a couple of offsides, a clap, small clap, scrums, so just general discipline to improve, please.
Well, that is a final warning. Tom Capel is given it.
5 claps.
It's getting to the point now where Swansea are going to need to take one of these opportunities. The line-out's just started to work a bit more efficiently.
Just 9.
So Max Bart, first job, find his man. They try and go up the short side. Well ripped. Brilliant defence.
Excellent rip.
Ewan Dark wasn't sure whether to commit to the line. will go out of the back door. And what a rip.
Okay, use
Cardiff
it,
keep the score at 0. 14 minutes to go until half-time. George McDonald, again, just makes another great decision. That's an outstanding clearance.
Really good. And the boost that gives the team, you know, is so efficient coming out of your own 22.
Yeah, well,
And Cardiff gone from a position now where, you know, you very rarely see the front peel. You see it work all week in training, but very rarely see the front peel work in a game. You know, probably Swansea should have scored from that, but now, you know, they're back to square one.
So Josh Twigg there, we've talked about the rip, which was brilliant, but what about the carry and the gain line he got? That is superb from the young loose head.
Yeah, excellent. But I think the rip is such a undervalued skill in rugby. I know when Sean Edwards came over to Wales, that's what we used to practice every session. We practiced in rips.
Right, Swansea opting for the boot. This one kicked into green grass. It's going to bounce into in goal. It could sit up here, but of course it's George McDonald who's back. Another outstanding contribution from the scrum half.
That. Yeah, the clock on the screen is stopped, and I got my watch with. How long have you got with you, Move? Yeah, I'd agree with you.
Well, it was not a bad kick in the end. It looked a bit wild, but it got the bounce.
Okay, Cardiff.
Yeah, a little bit long, but good decision to put it there. You know, the Cardiff backfield will come up, and the winger made a great choice there.
Ambrosini. Oh, he had no choice there. Ewan Dark. Ian Bissell. Pick from Theo Malik, and now perhaps a bit of space, put on the toe by Dom Niamboin. No real options there. It's been turned over and presented. Really well played. Max Barr. This is a purple patch for Swansea, but they've still been unable to put any points on the board. Barron doesn't get much change out of Jamie Goldsworthy.
Use it.
Louis Fletcher. Good latch there by Sam Gwyn Carroll to take him to 5 metres out. A little kick into the in-goal area. Not entirely sure what Rhys Price
Scrum or 22, lad.
was looking to achieve there. I think he saw his name in lights, perhaps.
Unorthodox, that, wasn't it? Yeah, Swansea will be disappointed with that, because, like you said, they're having a purple patch. Since the second try, it's been almost all Swansea down in Cardiff's half, and they just need to stay in the armrest. They'll stay down there, you know, get those quick carries going, quick picks.
Another huge boot.
Great kick.
And look at that, the way the ball rolls, probably made another 25 metres there. Forces Swansea to kick, and Harrison James keeps it in field. Oh, he throws the dummy, sends one to the shops, and then forces the knock-on off Dom Niamboin. Starting to enjoy himself out there by the looks of things.
Putting on a show, isn't he?
Why not? Thousands of Cardiff University supporters in red.
No, it's off the top of the shoulder, the arm for me, mate. Yeah, it's option scrum line, yeah.
Town could be quite loose tonight, I think.
It was quite loose when I turned up the office at 9 this morning. So I don't know what it's going to be like tonight.
Now they're enjoying it, coming to the end of the term, exam period, all of that. Also, the first sign of sunshine, it's on.
Yeah, there's not many better cities to be than Cardiff when the sun's out.
No.
But yeah, I love the occasion, Varsity. I think everything about it is brilliant. You know, the rivalry, how it brings the whole university together, and it's a fantastic occasion.
George McDonald feeds, and good wrestle at scrum time, but no real advantage for either side. Again, Swansea going after that breakdown. They're managing to slow the ball down, but you can't do that, John. So George McDonald goes. George McDonald, beautiful inside ball, and Cardiff rampaging towards try number 3, but a little knock-on ends it. But George McDonald, he is having a game, as they say.
Yeah, he's living up to there's a fair bit of hype about him before the game, and to be fair to him, he's living up to it. So he looks a fantastic prospect. You can see why Llandovery, and Cardiff University why they think so highly of him.
So you're talking about the varsity there and the occasion, but you've spent time at both institutions. So what's the deal there?
So I went to 3 universities in total. Started in Bristol. Didn't play the varsity there against UE because I think I had something on with Wales 19, so I missed the game, but made it back to Bristol for the night out afterwards after we'd won. So I was lifting the trophy as if I'd kicked the winning kick. And then just because the rugby commitments, then moved back to Cardiff second year and Swansea my third year. So I went to watch both varsities as I supported both teams.
So you did a 3-year undergrad over 3 years at 3 different unis?
I did, yeah.
Fantastic.
I didn't have many friends my last year.
Goodness me. There can't be many people who've done that. 3 good cities as well, to be fair.
Yeah, 3 great unis. I was fortunate. I had the WRU help me because I was in the sort of age grade 19s, 20s, and I think it'd be quite difficult to do if you're just trying to do it because you fancy changing uni.
If you're in on your back, take it back.
Right, Jamie Goldsworthy, Cardiff going in search of try number 3. Another good ball on the passing, fantastic, and not held, so can go again. Oliver Davis making the tackle. Josh Twigg coming round the corner in that scrum cap.
Step back.
Goldsworthy having a look.
Step back.
Well, they're not in a rush here, Cardiff, but they don't need to be either, and I think they're seeing the difference in composure between the 2 teams in this gold zone.
Use it.
Coming up to the last 5 minutes of the half. Another chance here for Cardiff to put daylight between themselves and Swansea. Not Towndrow. He's got it tucked under the left arm, but he's not going to go too far. Just another drive, slowly making their way towards the line, Cardiff. Excellent composure. Now half a gap for Jamie Goldsworthy, but fumbled and forward. And we called them relaxed, maybe a bit lackadaisical.
Yeah, but to be fair, up until that point, it was great by Cardiff. I think they had a couple more phases planned from the set piece, but obviously didn't get what they wanted, so they just went back to basics. Right, we're down on their own 5 now. What's our structure? What's our system here? And yeah, they're close to getting that try. So I'm not sure whether it's a rip or just a knock on. But up to that point, really good work by Cardiff.
Team while the time is off. If you get another one, escalation may be in place. It stops now, please. It's a scrum 5 metres, mate. Yeah.
Ben Breakspear just reminding them that it is a big occasion, but they need to try and keep a lid on it. Oh, it's unlucky, isn't it, by Jamie Goldsworthy. It was Max Barr, his opposite number, who made the important tackle. It remains 12-0, and as such remains a decent contest.
Yeah, Swansea should probably have had something from this game, from this first half so far. So yeah, it's quite evenly balanced. I think Cardiff on the whole look like the better team in terms of how organised they are and some of the players, but Cardiff have shown Swansea have shown a lot of dog, and they've really made this a tough contest for Cardiff.
Good pressure on the kick.
Not clearly touched.
Great hat, tash and mullet combo. Fantastic. More of that, please, Varsity. That one next to him isn't bad either. Is there a bit of perm on that, perhaps? Cardiff fans out in numbers, enjoying themselves. Not surprised, because their team are going forward again. James to Lloyd McEwen-Peters. He looks like a coiled spring, ready to unload every time he's on the ball. Lovely pass across the front. Reece Price pulls himself out of what could have been a high tackle, and then intercepted by Kai Clark. Right place, right time. Well played, Kai Clark, but pressure not relieved yet. Swansea got themselves in coffin corner, really. That's a tough place to exit from. So Price opts for the box kick. Again, it's A kick to compete, but don't quite get there in time, so Sam Plumer takes it.
First man. Okay, advantage.
And the first man, well, hasn't got there because it's actually knocked on. 4 minutes to go till half-time. Swansea back on the ball. Purchase off his feet, so he can't compete for it. And that one driven into the Cardiff 22. It's a decent kick. Plenty of numbers back, though, and Mason Archer
Keep retreating, Cardiff. Keep retreating.
decides to keep that one on the field. There's Clark, another good carry from him. He's grown into this half. And this is where they've had a little bit of joy up the left-hand side, Swansea. Sam Gwynne-Carroll, the captain, on the shoulder. Can Swansea get a score just before the half? Not from that, they can't. Harrison James has a little look up. Oh, he's got all the time in the world, hasn't he, James? And now there could be trouble for Swansea because they've got pace here with Antoine Lear. Thrown in field, everything sticking. Blackburn finds George McDonald. McDonald, oh, it sticks! And Lloyd McEwen-Peters throws it. It's picked up by Antoine Lear. Cardiff cut loose. And a little French fancy for Antoine Lear. Oh, what a score. They've looked like they can cut loose from turnover ball this whole half. And what a story. Antoine Lear on the scoreboard. He's been working with Luke Pollock, Cardiff University legend who's been playing for Cardiff in Super Rugby Cymru. He's got him back fit again. He throws the offload there, but look at this. Just offloading, it's brilliant. We've said Lloyd McEwen-Peters looks quick. He has been quick. But Antoine Lear, having started the move, he's on hand to finish it. Great try and a great moment for the Frenchman in his final game in Cardiff Red. Conversion was successful. It was from in front of the post, don't worry about it. We're too busy looking at this brilliant try. Lloyd McEwen-Peters couldn't finish it. Antoine Lear could. Great try. And another great clearance kick.
Line, Cardiff, please.
Final minute of the half, that man, George McDonald. Oh, goodness me. We're going to have to start talking about somebody else, but we will do when he stops doing great stuff. Max Barr. Last line out before the half. Can Swansea get something on the board to give them some hope? Oh, overthrown, another error. And George McDonald sends another kick. He's going to chase it himself here. Harry Gimson is under a bit of pressure. Oh, McDonald, has he got there? Has George McDonald got there for an outstanding varsity try? Oh, my goodness. All eyes on the referee.
Yeah, when they get to the line, my grounding view is obstructed by two players going for the ball. Cardiff are going to the ball, so try is good. Thanks, mate.
George McDonald with a bit of varsity brilliance. Now watch here, he actually gets stopped there and has to hit the afterburners again. There are two Swansea players back. Harry Gimson checks the shoulder. It's a perfect kick on the line. It's chased down by George McDonald, and that is absolutely incredible. What a score. What a score. And from what looked like it was going to be an excellent two-score contest going into half-time, Cardiff have pulled away. Harrison James from the touchline. Drifts across the face. Oh, rewind it and play it time and time again. George McDonald. The kick was perfection, but it's only as good as its chase. And George McDonald has scored a varsity try for the ages. No doubt that he got there first. What a way to finish the half. It is an uphill struggle here for Swansea. Cardiff stamping their authority as Welsh Varsity favourites. 4 first half tries, and they will step into the changing rooms, the happier of the two teams by some distance. Hard work for Swansea in the second half. It's all about getting the first score. They've had opportunities and just have not been able to take them. Half time here at the Principality Stadium. Cardiff University 24, Swansea University 0.
Dyma ni y foment fawr Owen Popol, y cais cyntaf fe, dechreuad gwych i'r Varsity 2025. Mae'r awyrgylch yn y stadiwm yn electric, mae pawb yn joio mas draw fan hyn, chwarae teg I nhw. Reit te, nôl â ni i'r studio, mae Cerys a Rhys wedi dod nôl I ymuno da ni. Yn gynta, o'r sacedi mlaen, mae'n dechrau oeri, mae'r hael wedi mynd mas. Cerys, yn gynta, beth ti'n neud o'r digwyddiad mas hyd yma?
Ie, mae wedi bod yn, oedd yn hanner gwych o rygbi, ni just yn siarad yn dod o commentary lawr I studio, ni wedi colli 2 gais, felly siŵr fod bod y sgôr a hanner amser ddim wir yn reflecto'r gêm yn gyfan, ond mae wedi bod yn gêm gystadleuol iawn a mae'r awyrgylch yn anhygoel.
Rhys, beth ti'n meddwl o'r digwyddiad yma?
Ie, wel, dechreuodd Cardydd mor dda, gleigol proffesiynol iawn, cic-on dda, a chi'n pryderu am Abertawe yn bach bryd, achos mae lot o boes heb wared ei gilydd o blaen, ond eithaf nhw mor dda I brwydro nhw mewn gêm. A fel chi'n gweud fyna, wnaeth I colli 2 gais diwetha, so so'n hollol siw beth digwyddo o'r diwedd hanner.
O'n nhw'n dda. Na esbonio I ti nes mlaen. Yn gynta, gawn ni edrych ar y cais gynta gan Owen Popol, y gynta o 2 gais. Be chi'n neud o hyn?
Oedd e wych, cyn hyn, nath Harrison James cic-on dda, ffindo tir yn drwy'r hig yn Abertawe, wedyn mynd i'r gêm gic-on masodol wedyn, felly popeth yn gret fyna, oedd dechreuad gwych I Cardydd. Ie,
gwych, really impressed Harrison James am rwyo'r chwarae fyna, a fel wedys ti, cais gwych I dechrau hi heddiw yma, a dyma ail cais Owen Popol felly. 2 gais yn olynol, sydd bin ar ôl ei gilydd. Cerys, be nes ti o'r cais yma?
Ie, wel, yn amlwg, o'n i'n gwybod yn bob yn gorol gallu gwneud pethau fel hyn, yn disgwyl fe, a ni wedi dod lan yn coms, Popol yn pop man, achos mae sgorio yn y 5 metr a wedyn sgorio dan y bus, felly mae Popol yn pop man.
Dream start I Popol yn pop man, fi'n hoffi hwnna. Reit te, y trydydd gais, ydych chi methu'r cais yma, oedd yn cais ffantastig, a gan dyn, nath y tîm hyffordd I sôn I fi amdano'r dîm ma cyn. Mae fe'n Ffrancwr, mae wedi dod lawr I Caerdydd, a sbiwch ar na hwn. Nath y dechrau tymor gyda anaf really cas, a mae wedi brwydro I dod nôl, ond fel chi'n weld, Caerdydd yn chwarae hi o dwfn, a fi wedi bod yn really impressed gyda awydd Caerdydd heddiw yma I chwarae rygbi, a fel chi'n gallu gweld, y pêl yn arlamu I ddwylo Antoine. Beth ti'n meddwl o Antoine hyd yma? Ti wedi gweld y moment ag ganddo fo?
Ie, mae'n edrych yn siarad bob tro mae bêl yn ei ddwylo, cwbl o cinciau dda fyd, ond mae tîm Caerdydd, mae'n edrych mor gyfforddus ar y bêl, bawb yn barodiad drwytho'r bêl, a mae'n edrych yn tîm dda I fod yn onest, tîm sydd wedi bod yn gwneud trwy tymor, lle mae Abertawe falle bach o didrefn gyda nhw.
Ac yn debyg i'r fenywod, mae nhw'n dadlwytho mewn contact a mae hynny di rili cosbi Abertawe yna.
Ie, gwych. A wedyn y ail gais wnaethoch chi colli wrth gwrs y 4edd gais I Gaerdydd. George McDonald, be chi'n meddwl o hyn? Wel, maen nhw'n chwarae, maen nhw'n reacto gynta, chwarae off y turnover a sbiwch arno hyn. George McDonald yn cicio'r pêl, redeg hyd y cae. Be chi'n meddwl o hyn? Cipio hi ar y diwedd.
Ie, o'n I actually cedder rôl y car, o'n I pen arall, a ni'n gweld, mae gyda'n y cico fe, oedd e'n mynd ar ôl y bêl na, oedd e'n gwybod bod cyfle gyda fe, a mae'n heiddi hwnna, jyst ac o'n pwmor gael mae'n I gweithio lan i'r pwynt ni, oedd e'n arbennig hanner hyn, gêm cico, fel mae'n ei rheoli'r gêm, cael Caerdydd mas o bwysau a ffwn mae'n i ymosod, mae fe'n I fod, John i'n beth i fe cyn y gêm, a chi'n gweld pawb yn credu bod e'n dyfod o disgwyl iawn gyda fe.
Ie, wel mae'r chwaraewyr yn y sefyll newydd ar hyn o bryd, ond pan wedi ti gynt, chi'n gallu clywed nhw ar y tîm teledu, fi'n siŵr o fod. Mae'r awyrgylch yn electric yma. Ie, fel wedi ti, ydych chi'n mwynhau'r diwrnod?
Mae'n diwrnod gret. Mae awyrgylch yn epic, a fi'n credu yn clywed pobl yn canu, yn clywed bach o banter yn y dorfyd. Mae wedi bod yn diwrnod arbennig.
Ydy. Reit, mae yna wledd o chwaraeon dros y penwythnos i chi ar S4C. Yfory, mae da ni am chwarter awr wedi saith clwb rygbi Aberafan yn erbyn Pontypool, a mae hwnna yn gwe darllediad. Mae yna mwy o rygbi fyd, clwb rygbi Gwelch yn erbyn Lyon ar dydd Sadwrn, chwarter wedi 5, ac ar nos Fawrth i chi, mae am 10 o gloch clwb rygbi, a dyna'r uchaf bwyntiau. Mae yna pêl-drwyd i chi hefyd, chi'n lwcus iawn, dydd Sadwrn am hanner awr wedi 12, sgorio y Dre Newydd yn erbyn Aberystwyth, wedyn ar dydd Sul, am chwarter i 5, sgorio Caerdydd yn erbyn Llansawel, ac i orffen y pêl-drwyd ar nos Lun am hanner awr wedi 9, mae yna sgorio. A fi'n gwybod ni'n gwylio rygbi ar hyn o bryd, ond mae yna llawer mwy o chwaraeon wedi bod yn y brifddinas dros yr wythnos diwetha. Dyma rai ohonyn nhw i chi, mae restr yn cynnwys golf, hwylio, marchogaeth, nofio, dringo, hoci, taekwondo, mae yna ormod i enwi. Dechreuodd y gysylltiaeth gydag Abertawe yn ennill y rwybo, ac ers hynny mae'r hwyl wedi bod yn ddi-baid. Mae yna mwy na 10,000 o fyfyrwyr wedi dod i Gaerdydd heddiw i naill ai cystadlu neu cyfnogi, ac mae'r ddinas yn bawnsio, a mae mwy na 30 tîm wedi bod yn cystadlu yn cynnwys y gêm menywod yma. Wrth gwrs, tîm Caerdydd nath cipio hi 114 o bwyntiau i saith gyda'r cais yma gan Justice Dyrsica. 5 o ceisiau seren y gêm, chwarae teg i Prifysgol Caerdydd. A dyma lle ni arni ar hyn o bryd. Mae Caerdydd wedi ennill y Varsity y blwyddyn yma, 37.5 i 13.5 i Abertawe. Fantastic. A dyma ni Caerdydd yn ennill y Varsity. Reit sori Catrin, mae rhaid i fi darllen hwn, her mae'n llond geg a hanner. Dwi wedi ymuno gan is-lywydd y Gymraeg yn undeb myfyrwyr Caerdydd, Catrin Edith Parry. Reit tipyn o diwrnod heddiw yma, sut chi'n ffeindio fe hyd yma?
Mae'n arbennig, mae Varsity yn uchafbwynt yn yr calendar academaidd bob blwyddyn i myfyrwyr Caerdydd, felly mae mor wych bod ni'n cael yn ôl yma eleni, a da ni wedi cael diwrnod da iawn i Caerdydd heddiw yma. Wyt ti'n gwybod faint o myfyrwyr sydd yn y prifddinas heddiw? Siŵr o fod miloedd? Wel, da ni'n meddwl bod yna tua 13,000 o myfyrwyr, a mae gennym ni 900 o myfyrwyr yn cymryd rhan, felly arbennig. Ac i ti, beth yw'r uchafbwynt o'r Varsity 2025? Dwi'n meddwl, gweithio'r amgylchiadau, mae'r rhaid bod ni efo y rygbi yma yn cartref rygbi Cymru yn arbennig, a o siarad efo rai o'r chwaraewyr, mae wedi bod yn brofiad hollol arbennig iddyn nhw cael chwarae yma heddiw yma. A pa mor bwysig yw'r Varsity ar gyfer y chwaraewyr i'w chwarae a cystadlu dros y prifysgolion? Mae Varsity yn mor arbennig. Mae rhywbeth rili pwysig i myfyrwyr ni ac i myfyrwyr fel Abertawe hefyd. Ond mae fel ydych chi gennym, mae'n uchafbwynt yn y flwyddyn, a mae'n rhywbeth mae pawb yn edrych ymlaen. So dod o pawb at ei gilydd ar ddiwrnod special. A ti'n edrych ymlaen i blwyddyn nesaf, fi'n neud y gyd eto yn Abertawe? Fydd hi'n neis cael mynd nôl, I guess, yn ôl i Abertawe, ond mae bob tro'n dda cael Varsity. Catrin, diolch am ymuno. Dani, diolch yn fawr i ti, na cymryd hwnna. Trwy o gweddill y diwrnod, diolch yn fawr i ti. Reit newn ni siarad am y pathway, y cam nesaf. Ydy hyn yn wirioneddol cyfle i pobl i ddatblygu i mynd mlaen i chwarae dros y rhanbarthau falle, chwarae proffesiynol dros y gwlad?
Dwi'n credu bod cyfle i wneud, a ni'n gweld bod ar draws y ffordd ni'n gweld tîmoedd sydd yn fel Exeter, maen nhw gyda'r Chiefs, a ni'n gweld bod yn gweithio'n well draw fyna. Felly mae yna definitely cyfle i'r undeb i really mynd tu ôl i'r prifysgolion a rhoi cyfleon i up and coming chwaraewyr i wneud hynny. So ti wedi gweld chwaraewyr yn trosglwyddo o chwarae yn prifysgol yn y Varsity a wedyn mynd i chwarae'n proffesiynol?
Mae stori oedd i gael trwy gydol sawl prifysgol, Flam yn neud y fe gyda Ffrainc yn wario Loughborough, wedyn mynd mlaen i wario Ffrainc, Dom Brant gyda Iwick, Iwick, a wedyn mynd draw I wael Lloegr, felly yn bendant, mae rhaid i'r undeb wneud rhywbeth, achos mae prifysgolion da iawn dyn ni Gymru, mae siawns arbennig I dod I denu talent draw fan hyn, os chi'n rhoi program sy'n rhedeg fel program proffesiynol, mae'n deuniadol iawn I rywun sydd moyn mynd mlaen a chwarae rygbi proffesiynol, felly, a dim dim ond y chwaraewyr, ni'n gweld Ellis Jenkins yn y ffordd I Caerdydd, mae cyfle i'r fforddwydd o'r dyfodol I datblygu fyd.
Un cwestiwn arall I ti, Rhys. Rhywun ti'n nabod yn dda iawn, legend y gêm yng Nghymru wedi ymddeol wythnos yma. Dan Bigger, beth ti'n gallu dweud I ni amdano chi? Dyna chi, big pals fyna. Be ti'n gallu dweud I ni amdano Dan?
Frenemies. Na, dwi'n joker. Dan yn chwaraewr arbennig, mae'n gwneud gymaint dros Gymru. A chi'n edrych nôl ar y momentum mawr, y llwyddiant ni wedi cael dros y blynyddoedd diwetha. Mae fe wedi wario rhan yn bron bob un o'r momentum mawr yma. Felly, cyrfa arbennig iddo fe. Mae wedi ennill lot o arian a fi'n siŵr wneud fe mwynhau I amser yn ymddeol.
Fi'n siŵr bydde fe, ond mae'r tîmwydd yn redeg mas reit nawr lawr y tunnel. Ond cyn I ni mynd i'r gêm, mae Chris Davis wedi dod. For one question, Chris, what were your main messages at half-time? Great start.
Discipline for us. I think we gave away 9 penalties in our first half, which basically gave us a negative territory battle for us. We just spent most of the time in a half, really, which is very frustrating. And then when we did have the ball, I felt as if we were just trying to force it a little bit. So a frustrating first half for us, discipline-wise, and giving the ball away a little bit too easily.
Great, well, all the best for the second half. I hope we see you at the end with a trophy in your hands.
Thank you.
Right, amser ni fynd nôl at ein tîm o'i sylweddi. English language commentary is available with Dave Rogers and Rhys Priestland. Yn y Gymraeg, mae Cerys Cumin ar ei ffordd I ymuno a Griff McKee.
Well, Chris Davis is a tough man to please, isn't he? Saying they've got work-ons, they're 4 scores up and they ended the half with an outstanding try.
Happy Swansea.
And they are very much favourites. They've increased that moniker going into this second half. The second half of the Welsh Varsity underway. Harrison James puts his boot through it. Swansea desperate for the first score. First things first, they just need a little bit of belief. They've certainly created the territory.
Can't use it, Swansea.
Are they going to be able to create the points? Here's Rhys Price. Sends that up again. They're keeping the ball on the field with the kicks here. That's been a difference between them and Cardiff, who've kicked very maturely through McDonald and James. Got a little knock on there. Antoine Lear, not too sure. Just another word on that, Antoine Lear, and that injury, that dislocated ankle he had. So, Luke Pollock, former Cardiff University player, but also former Cardiff University student who studied physiotherapy, and as well as working in his regular job, he helps rugby players with their recovery, and he has helped Antoine Lear no end. He's a really talented player himself. He's been involved with Ireland Sevens, former Ulster age group player, played for Cardiff RFC. Oh, great shot! Huge in midfield, but Swansea wear it and then knock it on. Yeah, just to box that off. Really nice work from Luke Pollock, still giving back to the club, still helping players, and the older generation and the current generation. Fantastic. Right then, let's take another look at this rib rearranger. Kai Clark.
It's a big rugby contact, lads.
Still feeling the force of that one.
Again.
Let's go, full whack. Great read. Oh, smash. 13 on 13. Joe Blackburn. Former Taunton Titan has lined him up and shook him off. Oh. Great collision.
It's just a scrum. Cardiff license and knock on it is, yeah. Okay, he's on his feet. Time back on.
So, scrum time. So plenty of players who grew up this side of the border, plenty have come over, a lot of exiles players as well on both sides of the ball.
True.
Louis Fletcher from Merseyside, Ian Bissell, Lancashire.
Fine.
Hugh Sutton, the coach. Kent. And then Mason Archer on the left wing. He's a Berkshire man. And Lloyd McEwen-Peters, Rugby League background from Yorkshire. And here come Cardiff out the back. Mason Archer. Oh, just steps off the left foot. Looks agile, stepping off both feet, doesn't he? Mason Archer. Great line. Joe Blackburn. Joe Blackburn feeds Sam Plumer. Plumer will not be denied. Sam Plumer finishes off another fluid move. The timing of the pass from James. The attacking line from Blackburn searing. And Sam Plumer out there on the edge adds the finishing touch. Look at this. Just that little stop on the pass from James opens it up for Blackburn. And Sam Plumer. Oh, joy to watch. Great camera work too, eh? And Sam Plumer opens the scoring. Harrison James adds the extras. And it is Cardiff who get the all-important first score of the second half. (31-0). Another look at this. It was an unselfish pass, wasn't it, from Blackburn, and Plumer still had work to do. Oh, Harrison James skips away, sees a gap, now looks for his options, James. Oh, goodness me. That was more forward than Josh Twigg, Jamie Goldsworthy, Matt Towndrow, and the rest of the pack put together. Worth noting with this Cardiff backline as well, Plumer, McEwen-Peters, Blackburn and Archer, they're all traditionally centres, so the challenge for Chris Davis and co. Oh, it's a lovely step, isn't it? It's a shame it ends with a forward pass, but the hitch kick through the gap. Little bit forward, Reece.
Little bit forward, but the work up to that was special, wasn't it? So I noticed I've missed another try, have I?
Yeah, it's a good one as well.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Signing autographs on the way up here.
Fair dues. However, did you see the try just before half-time, the George McDonald one?
I did. I saw it from behind. As soon as he kicked it, you could see how hard he was working. So, you know, fully deserved that try.
Because there was a Swansea defender put a shoulder on him to try and stop him. So the desire to go again, incredible.
Hold your lad. Thank you.
He was very prominent that first half, wasn't he? Like both sides, both in attack and then getting Cardiff out of trouble as well.
Antoine Lear wrestled to the floor. Didn't take Cardiff long to score in the second half. Oh, it's risky.
Tend to cast just a knock on for me.
Swansea hand on it. But 31-0. Why not take the handbrake off?
Do not think the coaches will be thinking that down there.
Step back to me. Okay, use
well, we just showed the coaching team looking pretty calm, as they would be. All right, let's take a look. This was the Sam Plumer try to open the second half. Joe Blackburn hitting that lovely line and then unselfishly putting Plumer in.
Yeah, they've looked good when they've had the chance and made the Cardiff backs.
Well, the game's turned on its head, really, because when you went down to the studio, it was 12-0. All of a sudden, we're thinking, oh, maybe a contest in the second half, but 3 quick tries and a bit of volleyball to get that back to Swansea. Bizzle
release the ball.
Releases and goes again. It's hard work from Ian Bissell. As we mentioned, used to do most of his work in that 12 channel, and not a huge amount is going beyond that at the moment. Sam Gwynne-Carroll, captain of this team, thrown to the ground by Harrison James. And Cardiff not looking too stressed in defence at the moment.
No, this will be a big area for them. The coach, Chris Davis, saying half-time that discipline was a big thing, and that's what gave them Swansea the opportunity to put pressure on them in the 22. So this sort of area now, whilst they seem to be in control, just can't afford to give away any penalties.
Yeah, phase play good from Swansea, but they're losing metres. They're back to halfway.
Use it!
Oh, that's been ripped. Capel does brilliantly, then it's knocked on by Twig.
Always under pressure. Yes or not? Yeah, you've got a point there, I think. I'll take a look here. Okay.
So we have had a score update from West London. And
okay, time off then.
Hasn't been updated for a while.
It's going to be a Swansea scrum, it's just lost 4 after
15-7 to Brunel University. So it could be going from bad to worse to Swansea, for Swansea. Getting relegated from Bucks Super Rugby. Not just a real downer for them, but a real downer for Welsh Rugby, to be honest, because having 3 teams out of 10 at the top table is massive for the country.
100%. I think it's an underutilised asset that we have here in Wales. I think, you know, where the union needs to get more involved in it, and because we've got some fantastic universities here, fantastic cities. It's very attractive for maybe somebody who's not in an academy or not part of a professional team but has aspirations to go on and play sort of professional rugby. You know, can we try and attract these players over here? And being in that Bucks league is such a is so much more attractive than being in the league below.
Well, I heard you mention Alex Dombrandt at half-time, but in that team, in fact, we're going to come back to that because Lloyd Lewis is down there making friends again. He's a popular boy as old, Lloyd. Who have you got with you, Lloyd?
Yeah, dwi'n mad a prif hyffordd yr Abertawe, Hugh Sutton. Hugh, on the wrong end of the scoreline, but you've got to be proud of the boys' efforts today.
Oh, yeah, I mean, all these boys coming together, first time playing together, it's brilliant to see, to be honest. Probably one thing, get lots of injuries, not converting, but I think being there, one of them, so yeah, we'll take that coming in.
Yeah, and what did you expect from today's game, and what were the messages at half-time also?
Just keep going what we're doing. I think just stay in a bit more. If we get there, finish it, rather than letting them back out easy, that's all.
And who should we be keeping an eye out for in this second half?
Probably SGC, our captain. He'll keep going until the game's over, I think.
Brilliant. Thank you, Hugh. Diolch yn fawr. Pob luck. Cheers.
We were just about to talk about players who've come through the pathway. Hugh Sutton being one, Max Nagy being another. 2 of them now playing for Ospreys. You mentioned Dombrandt, but Max Llewellyn and Luke Northmore both played in that same team as him. Of course, Max back in the Welsh mix, playing incredibly well for Gloucester, and Luke Northmore just signed a renewal at Harlequins as well. There are opportunities for players to really go on and have brilliant recruit. Ben Thomas played in this fixture a couple of years ago for Cardiff too.
He didn't go to university, did he?
Oh, lovely ball. Great offload, and just goes to hand. Now a chase here, and Ellis Davis is just on the pitch for Cardiff. Goes to the footballing skills. He's still going, Ellis Davis. Oh, it's wonderful. Is it the Principality or Cardiff City Stadium? Ellis Davis dribbles round Swansea and gives us another varsity treat.
But you can see the mindset of this Cardiff team. Any kicking behind, any bouncing ball, they're onto it. They're going as hard as they can, and then they're sort of making their own luck at the moment, aren't they? So fair play.
Well, he's Gareth Baled it, isn't he? He's off the pitch, he's on the pitch. Beautiful touches. And look how happy he is when he dots it down as well. What a score. What a score. And again, considerately putting it under the posts for the kicker as well. They've always got you in mind, the boys, haven't they?
They haven't. No, genuinely, it blew my mind when I was playing. Like, they could easily get closer to the post, but they were more concerned about putting a nice dive in or celebrating afterwards. I had a few discussions at post-match, especially about, well, only if I missed the kick.
Never happened. Never saw it.
Oh, happened plenty of times early doors.
Half an hour to go. Well, we've only just been able to put the graphic up to say that Ellis Davis is on for Antoine Lear. They brought on Oscar van der Venter as well. He'll move the team around. And George McDonald is being given a breather too. Finn Charles. Here's another live wire. Cardiff boy. Coming on for half an hour at 9. Short ball. And a change at hooker as well. Toby Peachy was top try scorer last season. Very different hooker to Jamie Goldsworthy. Small, dynamic. And if he gets his darts right, well, he can be a serious threat. There is Oscar van der Venter. We're in 22. First tackle of the game for him. Bissell. Goes straight into Jack Ramsey. Not a shoulder that you want to run on necessarily. Bit of footwork from Louis Fletcher. He's an interesting one because he's playing here for Swansea, but he's signed for Aberavon, so he's a player that Chris Davis knows very well. Will Fields on, whips that out to Barron. Barron gets rid of the first tackler. That was Finn Charles, the replacement scrum half. Gathered at the second attempt. Great carry, Sam Gwyn Carroll. It's almost like that fumble gave him a bit of extra zip.
Backwards.
So John Golden. He's an interesting one from the USA, doing a Masters. What a kick that is from Owen Popple and Joe Blackburn. Are they going to do it again? Are they? No. It's turned into a game of football as Will Field hoiks it into touch.
The Cardiff coaching set, we're so pleased with that. You know, Cardiff defending multiple phases in the middle third of the pitch, and where perhaps in the first half they were giving penalties away, now their display is squeaky clean. They're turning the ball over and they're turning those good defensive sets into good attacking opportunities.
That's a lovely little nudge from Owen Popple, isn't it?
Happy Kirk, yeah. Okay, full up, gents.
So John Golden, he's off. That draws the curtain down on his time at Swansea University. Doing a Masters, came straight in, captain of the second team, been rewarded for his brilliant effort with the game here. What a way to sign off your time in Wales, eh? Game at the Principality Stadium. Top man, John.
Set! It's okay.
Reece Price still out there.
I think it comes from the space before the set, lads, yeah, so... Yeah, I think it just comes from the space. We just work to get that gap. Work to get that gap back, please.
And with that now, Cardiff making sure the whole bench get a run. Chris Davis.
Okay, Cardiff.
Pretending he hasn't seen himself on the big screen. Oh, there it is. Well, when you're 38-0 up in the biggest game of the season, even the head coach can allow himself a smile.
Bind!
Free kick Swansea. Away we go. Trying to get it straight to the edge. Across come the defenders. Barron's done well. Left behind. Referee says backwards. Sam Gwyn Carroll drops it on the toe, and it's sat up here for Harrison James. Trouble for Swansea. Lovely ball. Toby Peach can't gather it. It's getting a bit chaotic in there, and that's a decent clearance kick from Will Field. Well, it's gloves off now, isn't it? Anything goes.
Yeah, coach's worst nightmare. I don't think you want to see the forwards try little chips in the middle of the pitch, but yeah, hopefully now this game doesn't get too messy.
Time off,
you know, I know Cardiff won't want it to. They'll want to stick to their structures and
time's off
and really test themselves, because, like you said, this is the pinnacle of the calendar. They want to make sure they put a performance in now that's clinical for the full 80 minutes.
So Popple, scorer of the first two tries, is off. Josh Twigg and Matt Towndrow, the two props, are off. Mike Vandenberg, the loose head's on. Oliver Williams, the tight head, is on. And James Smith, wearing 19, is on as well. "15 minutes of the second half gone. A couple of tries just after half-time. Well, the tries either side of half-time. I think the George McDonald try essentially killed it. Oh, that's a mullet, isn't it? Goodness me. Serious. You've got to have that forever, really. You can't give it that much effort and then not
Stay
stick
10-9.
with it.
More over.
Never been tempted?
Okay, not now, 18.
Mullet, no, not a mullet, no.
No, he's fine now.
You were
okay, one
you were
stop.
Slim Shady for a while, weren't you?
Yeah, it was lockdown. Lockdown did strange things to people, didn't it?
Yeah. Is that when it was? I thought it was before that.
No, lockdown.
Yeah, bring it back. Great carry, Mason Archer. Oh, he's burst through. And he's dropped it on the toe. Mason Archer onto the green grass. The cover comes across and Will Field. Well, Archer, he's DDT'd him there. It's only a classic, not even WWE moves. WWF was the DDT, wasn't it?
I remember doing that in secondary school. It was a long time ago, that.
Followed by the sharpshooter.
Yeah.
There is a group of people. In fact, the people who are watching, who are the age of the players, have not got a clue what we're talking about. Alas, it's well played by Will Field, and he earns the penalty.
As you are.
And Archer plays most of his rugby at 13. But he's doing a good job on the wing today. Here's Iestyn Thomas. His solitary Buck Super Rugby appearance came against Loughborough earlier in the season.
Okay, tackle Swansea, release.
There's always the risk as well when you roll the bench like Cardiff have here, especially with a scoreline like this, where it just does get a little bit scrappy, and it just needs your mature players to just keep a shape on the game.
Yeah, and especially occasion like this, like a lot of these players will want to come on and make a big impact.
Great ball, Davis finds Plumer. Oh, stopped just short, but what a ball to unlock the 22 again. Toby Peach! Oh, is he held up? Outstanding defence.
Okay, up and away.
Yeah, but what a passing line that was. Lovely to watch.
Go and drop out.
It's Louis Fletcher, former Wales under-20. He's covered loose head, hooker and tight head for Swansea University over the years. A real asset to the team, and he's come up with a big moment there.
Yeah, but going back to your earlier point about when you make a lot of changes, it can sometimes, for whatever reason, really disrupt the momentum of the game. You know, whether it's because players want to come on and really make a name for themselves that don't stick to system. It's, you know, it's happened to almost every team that I've played for, so it can be difficult.
Which is as an organising 10 must really do your head in. Oh, lovely! Finn Charles, final step will do it. The offload could seal it. Ellis Davis has nearly made a mess of that, but James Smith saves his blushes. Well, they did their utmost not to score that. Lovely snipe from Finn Charles.
Yeah, the initial work was fantastic. I think we weren't sure if he could just put his head down and get the line, but decided to put a bit of a show on for us. So, but yeah, the initial break was lovely, really sharp.
It's a powerful finish in the end, but Ellis Davis there reminded me, did you see Teddy Thomas at the weekend, where all he had to do was run it into the corner but ran it straight back into three forwards? It was like that. Stick it in the corner. Great kick, 45-0.
Looking after the kickers, they.
Well, that's it. And it is important that they get their priorities right, isn't it? Still a quarter of this game to go for Swansea to try and get something. Now, Oshan Jones is on the ball. His father, Gareth, referee And a big part of the London Refereeing Society, actually, stadium announcer at London Welsh. But Osian is here, biggest game of his life at the Principality Stadium. He had an exam at 9:30 this morning, nearly couldn't play in the game.
Did he?
Yeah.
What was he examining?
I don't know that much, mate. Uni.
But to be fair to him, great restart.
Well, he's got 20 minutes to try and get the team ticking over here. He's an out-and-out 10. Excellent every college boy who's not played a lot of rugby this year. A knee injury kept him out. The score at Brunel still Swansea 0. Swansea 7, Brunel 15, and that is a huge game. Brunel have been knocking on the door for the last couple of years. They've got a very well-funded academy from Ealing Trailfinders, as that one nearly sticks, but it's back in Cardiff hands. And the Ealing Trailfinders trying to get into the Gallagher Premiership for all those years, and just really banking on the academy.
Knock-on advantage over.
They've lost the playoff for the last 3 years. Is this fourth time lucky for Brunel University, or can Swansea find a way to come back? That one started at 6:30, so a little bit more time left in that game. Here's Oliver Sterling. Oh.
We're too close, we're too close there, lads.
Well, there are bodies.
It's going to be a Cardiff scrum when we restart, okay? Time off.
And we talk about games then getting a little bit scrappy with the subs. What we don't want is for it to get a little bit out of control and for something bad to happen. Chris Davis may as well get a lift home with all the TV production crew, because he'll be back on the sidelines tomorrow for Aberavon versus Pontypool. And then Ospreys versus Leon, and highlights this weekend from all of the Super Rugby Cymru games. Ospreys versus Leon, what do you reckon?
I was genuinely just about to ask you that. Mr. Rugby, who do you think's going to win that?
Mr. Rugby, me, what are you talking about? I don't know. How unpredictable are Ospreys? But Boise's doing a great job there, isn't he?
I think Ospreys win that. I think looking at their performance last couple of months, and what they did to the Scarlets last week, they had a lot of their big players come back in. Dewi Lake came back in. Rhys Davis was excellent, wasn't he, in the second row? Tip break showing just how good he is, and he still got it. Kieran Williams at 12. So all these players coming back in made a huge difference. I just think they look so strong and powerful. I think they do it on Saturday.
Rhys Davis, another player who came through the university pathway. He played Bucks Super Rugby for Bath University.
I know, I was at Bath with him.
And then played in the Premiership for Bath before coming back. See, it's a pathway. Get him playing uni rugby.
You don't have to convince me. I'm convinced by it.
He was very good, though. And just the kind of abrasive lock that is often missing in Welsh rugby as well.
Yeah, we've got quite a few good young locks at the moment. Rhys is very good. Teddy Williams playing very, very well for Cardiff. So, it's not all doom and gloom. There's some talent coming through the system.
I'd love them to win at the weekend as well.
I think they will.
Good. Well, let's watch it and enjoy it. And let's enjoy the last 18 minutes of this one as well. Cardiff University 45, Swansea 0. Here's Ellis Davis. Trying to get in behind Swansea, competing hard at that breakdown. Oh, lovely. Owen Popple. It's been nearly an hour since he scored a try, and he's got to.
Away now.
James kicks that one into space. Oh, it's got a good bounce as well. Oh, nearly stood up, but Oscar van der Venter drives hard into the 22. Out the back it comes. James, great width on the pass. Davis now. Popple tries to go around the outside. Popple finds Mason Archer. Archer, lovely step. Still Mason Archer. Oh, Davis has to try and secure that ball. Finn Charles, short line. Rob Nixon crunches into Swansea defenders.
Step back, Swansea.
Here's Oliver Williams.
New advantage, not loaded.
Swansea not rolling away. Cardiff penalty.
You're in the runway.
Oliver Williams. He's one who
okay, just breathe, lads.
Was singled out for individual praise from Chris Davis. Somebody who's been around the programme for years, come up through fourth team, etc., and just continued to work on his game and work on his game, and he's ended up in the first team.
Just tackle not rolling, lads.
That's another thing as well. There are opportunities. You said there are some players who might have fallen out of an academy team and they're rebuilding through university. There are others who will have been completely missed, starting the university third or fourth team. We'll come back to this because Popple's got something up his sleeve here. Oh, maybe the sleeve is a bit too big for him. Mason Archer. Oh, Mason Archer. Swansea switch off for a second, and I'm sure they'll say that was the planned move from the tap penalty. It ends in a try for Mason Archer.
Just how they drew it up. Is that an assist for Popple?
Let's call it that.
Yeah, it's not much wrong today. Everything he touches turns to gold, isn't it? So, yeah, Swansea, they'd be really disappointed with that because they put so much fight. I think you mentioned it earlier. The McDonald try really took the wind out of their sails at the end of that first half, and yeah, they've struggled to manage this Cardiff team in the second half.
I think that's an assist from Mike Vandenberg. He was the last one who got a hand on it, so we can claim that. $52-0. The half century is up. So there are plenty of bodies distracting Swansea defenders. But I figure if you don't know what's going on, how on earth are the defending team? But just to finish that point, there are players like... Oh, that's straight out on the full.
Talked his restart up earlier as well.
Oh. There are players like Fitz Harding, went to Durham University, played fourth team, ended up in the first team. Now he's club captain of Bristol Bears, you know?
Alex Cuthbert here in Newark, he started the fifth, didn't he?
Never played first team at Cardiff Met. Yeah. Did all right.
Did all right, yeah. He's winning a Grand Slam year after that, I think.
Crazy stuff. There's Lloyd McEwen-Peters. He'll be coming back on. Looked like Mason Archer was nursing a hamstring there. Then again, at 52-0, when you think your job's done, maybe he would start to nurse a hammy.
He just wants his own ovation going off.
Yeah, of course he does. Oh, and of course the Cardiff players get to walk towards the tunnel as well, towards their supporters.
No, you're off, mate, it's fine. Okay, yeah.
Cardiff 52, Swansea 0, and it is Mason Archer. He'll be replaced by Lloyd McEwen-Peters. He's a fresher. Talked about them using centres on the wing. He started at 12. He's going to be out on the edge on the right wing now, McEwen-Peters. He's a Scottish qualified, and Peter Walton, who's in charge of Scottish Exiles recruitment's been keeping a keen eye on him, so he's hoping to play for the under-20s next year. Watch this space. Finn Charles. Ooh, inside ball gathered. Davis does well and finds the offload. Everything sticking for Cardiff, even the ones that look like they're not going to. James Smith. It is a little bit messy, but it is still Cardiff ball. Ben Breakspear forces the direction of travel for Finn Charles. Nixon, Toby Peach. Diminutive hooker, but a powerful carrier. And a gap's opened up here for Finn Charles. Gorgeous feet. Dragged down by a jersey. And Toby Peach goes again. There's a hand on that from Swansea. Lucky not to give away a penalty.
Onside, Swansea, step
back. A penalty could be the least of their concerns here. As Cardiff set up camp deep into the 22. Sterling.
Short of the line, let it go.
Just short. Peach wants to get his hands on it again. Third carry of this attack. Still can't quite get there. Finn Charles with his hands on it. Might he try the little snipe himself?
Use it!
No one in a low body position there for Swansea. Could have perhaps gone. James, here's the width. There's the final ball. And Sam Plumer goes in for his second.
Yeah, I don't think the forwards have been too happy if they haven't scored that. But to be fair, great skills by the Cardiff backline there. Lovely pass by Harrison James. But yeah, I've been impressed by Cardiff. They look such a well-coached team. Good ball movement. Obviously got very good players there as well. So hats off to them. They look a class above today.
Finn Charles has been a nightmare since he came on, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. I think initially, like any scrum half, he's looking to buy a penalty there initially, and then realised actually there's a gap for me to go, and then it went. So yeah, they've all been lively. To be fair, everyone that's come on for Cardiff has made a decent impact, and they're all enjoying themselves. So they've enjoyed themselves for this 80 minutes, and I'm sure they'll enjoy themselves for the rest of the night as well.
Oscar van der Venter, that one drifts wide. Lloyd Lewis, hello.
Sod, Cardiff.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, dwi'n meddwl Ellis Jenkins, hyfforddwr y mosod Cardiff. Ellis, 9 tries here today. You've got to be a happy attack coach.
Yeah, fairly. Obviously, I wish it was a bit more of a spectacle for everyone involved, but it means we can roll the bench on nice and early, and we can give the boys, some of them is their last game for Cardiff Uni, so give them a nice bit of game time and a run out in the Principality. So it's nice for them.
Yeah, brilliant. And you've had a great second half. What were the messages at half time?
Just to stop giving penalties away, basically. Swansea obviously were better than us in the first half, particularly the second half of it. We just struggled to get out of our own half, and we didn't really have much structured attack, and we scored some tries just off the back of work rate and desire, and some of the boys chasing after kicks. So it was like, look, when we get the ball, let's be accurate with it, and we've really tidied that up in the second half.
Will you be with the little one tonight, or will you be out with the boys in the SU?
Yeah, with the little one. My wife's 9 months pregnant, so I'm on red alert to get to the hospital as well. So
congratulations.
Don't think it would go down too well if I was in the student union tonight.
I'll enjoy tonight, and all the best, mate. Congratulations, great news. Cheers, mate.
He could have really committed there, couldn't he? Alas, got himself out of trouble. Good dad, good husband, good coach, and his team have had a great day today. Oh, do you know what? Sam Plumer went easy on him there. Sam Saeed has come on, wearing 17 for Louis Fletcher. Gloucester boy.
First man is legal, but the ruck is beating the second man. You have to speed the ball. Second man in playing the ball.
Oh, that could have been. Yeesh. Charlie Partleton will finish the game at scrum half after a decent shift.
Now the first man's legal.
By Reece Price.
I didn't get the number, but when I use legal,
Hugh Sutton
starts
barking instructions. We're starting to come into his domain now. The attacking line out. 10 metres out. So into the last 9 minutes. Oh, they missed the line out. And that is a very, very good kick from the tail. I know in Popple, fantastic kick. I mean, he scored a couple of meat pies. Great supporting lines.
Yeah, we're playing on. He's not involved in the line out. He's playing on.
It just hasn't clicked at the key moments for Swansea today. So we're not going to do player of the match just yet. But with Swansea in the middle of the park here, let's have a few nominees. A couple of players from each team who you've been impressed with today.
I think the halfbacks with Cardiff, excellent, especially first half. I thought George McDonald really managed the game well in terms of his kicking game, and he showed, obviously for that, second try, that wonderful bit of skill. So those two are great. Popple's been very, very prominent in all aspects of the game as well. So that's from a Cardiff point of view. And then Swansea. Who's been good for Swansea? Let's think. Let's have a look at the team. Yeah, Sam Gwyncarl, the captain, he's put a big shift in. It's just been tough for them. You know, first half they battled so hard, and then just feels like those two late tries at the end of the first half have really taken the wind out of their sails, and they've really found it tough go in the second half.
All right, well, we'll leave everyone, the global audience, on tenterhooks until later in the game before announcing the set in the game here at the Welsh Varsity as Ian Bissell goes on a solo mission. Just gets wrapped up by Oscar van der Venter before we can get that offload away. Partleton, is there a try in this for Swansea? Just something,
away now, away.
So they don't leave with a 0.
Lads, away now.
Tough day for this group of players who've come here with a job to do, knowing that a lot of the players who've been in the first team all year. God, it's a big shot. Oliver Sterling on Big Joe Chatsworth. That's better from Ambrosini. He's one of the players who's been involved with Buck Super Rugby this year. But in from the side, and another opportunity goes begging.
Fire's gone on the side, we should take him out before he's got a chance to go on ball.
No, I think he's stayed down here. After this absolutely monster shot. That's a lovely bit of skill, though. And then Ambrosini.
Ball available.
Oh, he's back on his feet, which is good news.
The ball movement amongst the Cardiff forwards has been really good. They got turned over there, but they look like a very well coached team.
Well, that's what they've had to work hard on this year, because particularly in the forward pack, you've got players going to Loughborough and to Exeter and to Hartbury and to Bath who are able to combine academia with being in an academy, whereas they don't have that in Cardiff. They've got academics who are going to play rugby. Oh, has that stayed in? And he can't play that because it's gone forward. But they have got this group of talented players, so you get a good coaching group together who work on core skills, who give them opportunities, and they can win games against these teams who are full of professionals. And you can see, well, you've mentioned it, you can see they're well coached, and this is a deserved win.
Yeah, definitely a deserved win. Obviously, you'd want them to be playing against the full Swansea first 15, but obviously that match over in Brunel is, in the context of their programme and this year and moving forward, that's a bigger game for them. I wasn't sure if I'd mentioned it on comms or half-time. It's a great place for players to develop this league, but also for the coaches. Like, over the years, we've had some coaches come and really master their skills at this level, and we've seen it now with Ellis Jenkins. I'm sure he'll have aspirations potentially of going to coach at a higher level, and he gets a chance to hone those skills here.
Swansea University, as close as they've been. Sam Hibbert, is there a try for the Green and White Army? Partleton out to Ambrosini, he steps up, doesn't get any change out of Sterling, who has dished it in the last couple of minutes, the big number 8.
Away now.
It's a little bit loose, but Ambrosini can take it on again. Little nudge in behind. Well picked up by Sterling. And what a boot off the left peg. Absolutely brilliant. Well, just to pick up on that coaching point, before that, actually, let's have your say in the game. Who has impressed you the most today in this Welsh Varsity?
Well, I mentioned George MacDonald earlier. I thought he was very, very outstanding for the time he was on the pitch, but he only lasted sort of 50 minutes. But for me, he's been part of everything. Scored a couple of tries, some good runs, good offloads. Owen Popple's been he's been fantastic and had a huge impact in the game today.
And he is the deserved player of the match. Tells me he's a black belt in karate, but I'm yet to see any evidence of that.
Karaoke, man.
This one goes to touch. Yeah, you mentioned Ellis there, but Sean Lynn won Buck Super Rugby with Hartbury. He's now coaching Wales women. Scott Snedden was at Loughborough University. Now he's doing the pathway work with Scarlets. There are opportunities. Nick Fish, who started with Cardiff Met, now he's with Cardiff University. He's coaching at Aberavon. It is a It is a real, what would you call it? Pathway, feeding ground. Just creates opportunities for good people to do good things in the sport. Lovely ball again. Van der Venter throws the dummy. Range of passing has been joyous.
Harrison's been excellent with his passing, hasn't he? Bounce pass now.
No, out to the edge. And the big man, Rob Nixon, throws a little goosey. And now Toby Peach, good hands. Nixon gets a second touch, gets ankle tapped, and gets his try. 10 varsity tries for Cardiff as they run riot at the Principality Stadium.
Yeah, there's been some excellent skills on show. Cardiff keeping the ball alive every opportunity. So, yeah, like Ellis mentioned earlier, Ellis Jenkins in his interview, you know, we'd have all hoped we'd been a better spectacle, but Cardiff can only play against what's been put in front of them, and they've done a clinical job, very professional today.
An update from West London. Brunel 15, Swansea 12. So that one's certainly not over yet. Another great strike. But that one drifts across the face. The score remains 62-0. Time for a restart and a smile on the face of Ellis. Not surprised. Not surprised. Good, clean take. Tom Capel, the captain, done a good job today in the engine room. Another back row come lock. There's the try scorer, Rob Nixon. And is there more in this? Oh, it's helped on by Harrison James. He's just out there having a lovely time, isn't he?
Yeah, he wants to show his full repertoire of skills in the end. You can't blame him.
He's on a hat-trick here, Plumer. He's going to chase his own kick, but I think he's going to be beaten to it by Van der Venter, but Barron gets there first. He's managed to stay in field.
Not the ball.
Oh, steady on, Ben.
Right, full right hand. It is time, lads, yeah.
He's all right. He's all right, Ben Breakspear. We're allowed to laugh about it.
He's going to put a crossfield in here.
He should. That's where the space is. Oh, no, he's put it straight into the hands of Lloyd McEwen-Peters. What a touch. What a touch. Please chop this up and put it on every social media you can. Lloyd Ronaldo McEwen-Peters. The Llanrumney Messi strikes with the clock in the red. I mean, the crossfield kick didn't have its intended climax, but good. Oh, come on. Oh.
It is hard. Yeah, just watch yours, lads.
What a way to end the Welsh Varsity for everybody apart from those in green and white. The conversion was good. And the full-time score here at the Principality Stadium, Cardiff University 69, Swansea University 0. Tough day all in all for Swansea University, but before we talk about that, let's talk about Cardiff. Scored some brilliant tries, great end to the season. They're a small programme with a small squad, but they dine at the top table, and the way they play tonight, you can see why.
Yeah, there was some excellent rugby on show tonight. They've obviously got a lot of talent in that squad, but they also played well as a collective, and like the way they moved the ball. Started the game, they found grass early doors, really professional in terms of the way they built pressure on Swansea. And then obviously they're very coachable because the coaches spoke about half-time, discipline around the middle third, and they were squeaky clean that second half. So
finishes 69-0. Lloyd Lewis has got the man of the match.
Cwmni anhygoel fan hyn, da fi, diolch Griff. Mae da fi set in y game, Owen Popple ac wrth gwrs captain Cardiff, Tom Capel. Tom, we'll start with you. A great performance from yourselves tonight. Did you expect it to be so convincing?
No, I mean, we prepared really well leading up to it. Obviously, it was tough. I think we just ran away. Maybe the scoreline doesn't give an accurate, reflection of the game. But yeah, I can't fault the boys. Everyone was on it today, so yeah, thrilled.
Yeah, and how proud are you of the boys? It's a great performance.
Yeah, like class. We've had a tough old year. We've had some tough times, injuries and different things. So to finish the season on a high like that, it doesn't get much better. And obviously the boys leaving, it's a great memory for them to take with them.
Brilliant. Right then, Serena game, player of the match. You came off the pitch and came back on. Did you think you was on for the hat-trick?
I was hoping for it. I think I almost had it at one point, but Peachy ripped out my hands. But it is what it is.
It was a great start. 2 tries in quick succession. If you look up at the screen up here, we're going to talk me through this try here. What was going through your head?
Well, I seen him catch the ball in space. I thought, if I get on the outside of him, it's just a walk in there. And he did a good job to get the offload and just landed on my knees, reached. Happy days,
Brilliant, mate. I thought you were outstanding today. And here we go. Here's the second try. Talk us through this one.
I was screaming at him. I was screaming, give me the ball. Because I saw the try line thinking, that's all me. So if he didn't give it to me, I'd have killed him. But yeah, just happy pass.
Fantastic. Well done, mate. That was top game from you. Well done. Right, George McDonald, gyda ti. Sut wyt ti, bwyd? Da iawn llongyfarchiadau?
Diolch. Diolch.
So ti'n teimlo ar y perfformiad anhygoel fyna?
Yeah, they're good. Other boys yn pretty special. Pawb off pitch fyd. Boys sy'n dod pob wythnos, really. So yeah, good.
Fantastic, George. Mwynhau hynna. Diolch yn fawr i ti, bwy.
Short and sweet. I thought Owen Popple there might say something about the 2 brilliant bits of skill that put him in, but no, single focus, the meat pies.
Yeah, you've funny characters, and those boys will have a cracking night tonight. I'm sure they'll relive those tries, and they'll all have funny stories. So very jealous of the night they're about to have.
I hope the Swansea boys too, because they're pretty downtrodden as they make their way to their fans. The smiles on dials here for the Cardiff boys, absolutely fantastic. But for both of these teams, it's the last time that they'll ever be together as this group. It's a victory for Cardiff, but for Swansea here, it's a massive chance for them. I mean, 2 weeks ago, they wouldn't have been here. They'd have been off somewhere else, and the first team would have been here. But they've represented their team here at the stadium, and hopefully in time, once the wounds heal, they'll look back on this as a positive experience.
Yeah, well, I think the way their night's going to go is going to be depending on what happens in Brunel, isn't it? Because I'm sure they've given up a victory here for a victory over there. So, I've got everything crossed that Swansea get that win up there, because it's great for Wales to have 3 teams in the top tier. But yeah, like you said, the last game of any season, it's such a weird thing, because some players they might never see them again. And they've spent the last 2, 3, 4 years, whatever, with each other every week. So yeah, strange. It's always a mixed bag of emotions come the last game of the season, whether you win or lose.
Well, this is 39.5 to 13.5. Cardiff have not only won the varsity rugby, they have won the varsity overall. But now it's time to hear from the captain, Sam Gwyn Carroll, who is with Lloyd Lewis.
Yeah, ti'n meddwl, captain Abertawe, Sam Gwyn Carroll. Right, Sam, mae'r tîm mae rhaid i chi bod yn brwd ohonyn nhw, yn brwydro tan y funud olaf, a tîm sydd newydd dod â'i gilydd, ie?
Ie, tîm newydd dechrau treino wythnos diwetha. Fi'n mor prowd o boys, siwm yn dal gyda'i gilydd trwy hanner cynta ail hanner, just Sean bod ni'n methu cael pwynt.
Wrth gwrs, beth sy'n nesaf i chi fel tîm te? Oes mwy o amser yn y prifysgol da ti?
Na, anffodus, gêm ola i fi heddi. Symud ymlaen i fwy o pethau blwyddyn nesaf. Mae digon o boys yma sy'n mynd i cadw ymlaen cadw Chris yn brwd. Mynd i neud well blwyddyn nesaf.
Diolch Sam, diolch yn fawr i ti bwy, pob lwc.
And to the winners, the spoils. Tom Capel receives the trophy, smiling for the photo, but he cannot wait to get over to his teammates. Cardiff University are the Welsh Varsity champions. And for tonight, and until at least this time next season, Cardiff is red. Well, final thoughts from you, Rhys. What did you think of the game, and what do you think of these boys' celebrations tonight?
I thought Cardiff were excellent today. Some excellent players within that squad, but obviously as a collective as well, they were more than the sum of the parts. They were very well coached, very pleasing on the eye, a lot of good offloads and showed good intent and good maturity as well. And in terms of the night out, I'm just glad I'm not on it because I probably wouldn't get out of bed until next Thursday.
Well, all smiles, a brilliant way to end a brilliant season for Cardiff University. For Swansea, they have got about 15 minutes to turn it around in West London. The curtain draws down at the end of the university season, and this year, the spoils belong to Cardiff.
Reit te, ni wedi cael wledd o rygbi heddiw yma, a mae lot I ddod ar S4C dros y penwythnos. Y bori am chwarter awr wedi 7, mae gen I clwb rygbi Aberafan yn erbyn Pontypool, bydd hwnna yn gwe darllediad. Ar dydd Sadwrn am chwarter awr wedi 5, clwb rygbi Gwelch yn erbyn Lyon, a nos Fawrth yn uchafbwyntiau, clwb rygbi. Ond nid jyst rygbi sydd ar S4C penwythnos yma, o na, mae pêl-droed I chi hefyd. Dydd Sadwrn am hanner awr wedi 12, sgorio y Dre Newydd sy'n herio Aberystwyth. Dydd Sul, mae sgorio Caerdydd yn erbyn Llansawel, a nos Llun wedyn, sgorio am hanner awr wedi 9. Reit, fi'n gobeithio chi wedi droi heddiw gymaint a fi wedi am wledd o rygbi chwarae teg, ond dyna ni yn anffodus tan blwyddyn nesaf. Gobeithio wneud chi mwynhau. Diolch yn fawr.